everyone, it's Linda McKenna from Golden Rules Senior Placement Services coming to you today with Tuesday Talks. It's the last Tuesday of the month, and we had a lot of awarenesses and celebrations health-wise for this month. And we're not going to leave this month without talking about May being Stroke Awareness Month. And why is stroke awareness important for our senior loved ones? Why stroke awareness is important, it actually saves lives. Helping people know about what a stroke is and how it can affect the lives can lead to people taking better care of themselves. Seniors care of themselves especially because now sometimes they're neglecting themselves or not being aware of it. So a caregiver or family member needs to step up and realize what might be the signs of it for their loved one. This would reduce the number of hospital visits due to strokes. 2, it helps the economy, believe it or not. With so many people visiting the hospital as a result of having a stroke comes as the need for proper resources to treat them. If people are better sensitized, those resources would be able to save their lives for later use. 3, encourages healthy living. Apart from encouraging people to have a life that would help them have fewer risks of a stroke, it also encourages healthy living in other ways, such as healthy eating and exercising. 5 ways to prevent a stroke. 1, lower your blood pressure. A leading cause of stroke is high blood pressure, so by lowering it, you could reduce your chance. 2, stop smoking. Smoking doubles the chance of a stroke, as nicotine in cigarette raises blood pressure, and carbon monoxide in smoke lowers the amount of oxygen your blood can actually carry. 3, reduce your alcohol intake. Too much alcohol raises your blood pressure as well as your triglycerides and can lead to stroke. 4, exercise. Now, exercise can lead to obesity, high cholesterol, diabetes, and high blood pressure, which is a recipe for a stroke. 5, eat healthy. Eat lots of healthy foods such as fruits and vegetables, and cut down on foods that are high saturated in fats and in salts that will clog your arteries. Why Stroke Awareness Month is important. It actually saves lives. Helping people know more about what a stroke and the signs of it can actually help them and better take care of themselves, but also know the risks. As I said, it helps the economy. It is also a financial burden on those that are under maybe health insurance, but it is a lot that it does affect you individually. And it encourages you really to have a healthy lifestyle, as we mentioned before, and that of your family members as well. How to observe Stroke Awareness Month. Go for a checkup. Daily going or monthly going, or when the need for a well visit is important to keep up with your provider. May it be your primary care provider, your cardiologist. These are ones that you really need to keep up to date with. Somebody that's diabetic, maybe the endocrinologist as well too. But keeping up with your regular appointments is important. Don't wait for an occasion to actually happen to now say, okay, now I need to go to the doctor. Discuss to actually donate to a charity. Donate to a charity for people that are prone to stroke. That also helps with their condition. Maybe it is as you losing weight, donating your clothes, actually volunteering for a group, maybe a stroke group as well too. But donating your time, it gives you such a really benefit to now you're not only your healthy well-being, meaning, but more of your mental well-being as well. Spread awareness. No better time than actually making others aware of what stroke signs are, and it also to discuss it amongst others that are going through the same thing as you. Being supportive of one another is so very important, and because of likeness, sharing your experiences with somebody else that might not be aware that that's something that they really need to pay attention to. So, History Stroke Awareness Month is really something that should be exercised every day. But making a month that's so dedicated to it actually started 2000 BC in ancient history in ancient Persia. And it was described as Hippocrates discovered the phenomenon of sudden paralysis. So with that being said, this is something as evolution over time, but as the years have gone on and centuries have gone on, there's fast food. There is a lot of fats in foods that are disguised in sugars and salt. There's a lot of things that are not healthy for our eating or our lifestyle. I realized years ago, much back in history, there was a healthier living because we were moving more. We were actually eating homegrown food. So there was no pesticides on plants. There was not hormones injected in animals or anything of that nature that could actually affect us even more so as it is today. So make sure you're aware of it. A stroke could be very debilitating if not recognized by, a quick measure, or the time for recovery. It could be very, very long. My daughter, being an occupational therapist, actually worked in neuro ICU in a hospital, and those are the folks that had severe strokes and were hospitalized, and the deficit, paralysis, and sometimes speech, memory is so affected, and it takes a long time to get that back, if not actually enhanced right away, but recognized right away as well too, and changing the lifestyles. So, strokes are something very, very serious, folks, and be that advocate for your senior loved one as well, and making sure they're eating properly, exercising, or actually showing signs of a stroke. It could really inhibit them so much, even swallowing. It's so debilitating. So I can't stress it enough that Stroke Awareness Month should be something that's practiced all the time, and especially for our senior loved ones. As always, I lead you to my website. Is www.goldenruleseniorplacement.com. There you will find demographics, how to get in touch with me. There is also my bio, testimonials, various options on senior living resources, and a library of not only Tuesday Talks for the last 8 years, but now we have started WOW, which is Wonderful Old Wednesday, and Words of Wisdom, which is tomorrow. And there's a whole library that you could go back in time and look at some of those episodes. Talking about WOW, Wonderful Old Wednesday, and Words of Wisdom, tomorrow we're going to be actually talking about another awareness, and that is high blood pressure. So talking about that is important very much in conjunction with stroke awareness. It is to raise awareness about hypertension and how one can be more proactive about their conditions for oneself and their senior loved one. So tune in tomorrow for that. And we're going to be talking about next month, which is June already. And June 2nd, my daughter suggested this because this is something that I'm experiencing in being a senior placement specialist, advisor, advocate, that June 2nd, we're going to talk about on Tuesday Talks, is when is it considered too late to transition to senior living for your senior loved one. So great topics of information. And then of course Wednesday we'll parlay over about that topic a little bit more. As always, thank you so much for visiting. Be aware what stroke awareness is and the signs and symptoms of it. But thank you for viewing my Tuesday Talks, and thank you so much for supporting my advocacy and my mission. Thank you, and have a blessed week, but actually have a blessed day. We'll be seeing you again tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a blessed one all. Bye.